Welcome back to Bash Bros. So, Saturday. It is Saturday. Yes, well, I don't know what I'm going for. No, right, welcome back to Bash Bros. The last time you guys were here, we had our very first TV show taping for YouTube. It's only really been a couple of days since then. So in terms of news, there isn't much other than the fact WWE decided to just piss everyone off. Piss everyone off. So I suppose that's just a bit, and New Japan. So WWE decided, you know what, we're going to fight AEW. New Japan was like, you know what, we're going to fight WWE. WWE were like, yeah, fine, bring it, New Japan. And AEW were like, yeah, screw you, WWE, we'll fight you too. So the top three companies of the world are pretty much throwing blows. Now, New Japan and AEW do have a working relationship in this, I believe. Oh no, they've just straight up gone to war as well. Huh, weird. Okay, that's interesting. So then if you look at WWE, they have really not done much other... So they kind of fired the first blow, really, which was they hired QT Marshall from AEW. So QT Marshall is obviously one of their road agents and all that. That's great. But yeah, like... that's going to lead to going to be kind of interesting. Like, I have Dirty Tactics enabled, so to see what these three kind of do against each other while we're all the way down here, it's going to be quite interesting. But that really doesn't affect us. Of course, we're not going to be throwing digs with the big boys anytime soon. But what we will be doing is obviously doing our very first pay-per-view tonight, so we rise. These are the storylines that we kind of have, so we don't need storylines. As a part of our product, we don't need storylines. But I just decided, you know, I'll have a couple on the go anyways. Just more for myself to kind of keep me in check of I know what I'm doing. So here we have Ace Austin versus Kenny Williams versus Stevie Boy. Here we have the Cyborg Wolves versus Kings of the North, and then obviously the P12 tournament, which is still ongoing. We did look at that last time, but this is kind of the standings. So Block A, it's got Davey Boy, Doug Williams, Easton Reece, Jody Fleisch, Jody Flash. Still, I'll get it. I will. Nathan Cruz and Zach Gibson, and then Block B, we have Chris Hero, Curtis Axel, Guerrero, James Drake, James Storm, and Rob Lynch. I'm thinking for tonight, the main event's probably going to be Hero versus Guerrero. They're kind of of Block B. They're probably the two biggest stars in that. Looking at this one, we'll also maybe go kind of further down the pecking order. We'll maybe have Jody have his first match against Nathan Cruz. A majority of this pay-per-view is probably going to be P12 matches with one or two angles or one or two matches for the other storylines ongoing. But that's really it. So there hasn't been much in the way of news so far, other than the war stuff. We will then start the booking of this show. Okay, so Ringside Club again. This is just going to be our venue for the while. YouTube is going to be our broadcaster. It's just until we get big enough. Looking ahead, I'm looking at Fight TV. So as long as I can get to small, so whenever we go up a size and whenever we get to small, I'll maybe get Fight TV as actual pay-per-view provider, which would be nice to actually get actual money for this instead of just ad revenue from YouTube. Backstage incidents, Tom Campbell Campbell finally got a face, and I didn't realise actually it was the Tom Campbell from Cultaholic. I did not know that he did commentary, so there you go. And I feel bad for calling his stat shit, but that's it. Alright, so yeah, it'll be in Ireland again, it has to be, and so it'll be the Ringside Club until we can outgrow that capacity, which we actually have for the event, so we're actually going to be a sellout here, which would be nice. So I'll cut ahead to I'm going to book this, I'll cut ahead to the final card, and I'll give you a quick rundown for it. And we're back. So the first thing you're going to notice probably right off the back is no match is now below... Let me do that. 15 minutes. So if you remember in our first show, any match that was under 15 minutes got a penalty for being too short. Which changed some of my booking. So Grado and Chris Hero, which was going to be the main event, has been bumped because Grado can't go more than 15 minutes without getting gassed. That's a problem. So instead, Doug Williams versus Easton Reece is going to be the main event. But yes, it's only a 2-hour card overall. Another thing as well is Curtis Axel versus Roblin. So all the matches on the kind of P12, Block A and Block 2, any of them that are kind of heel versus heel or face versus face, I'm probably going to do them on the pre-show because they obviously get rated slightly less because we have a set that it's not going to affect us too much, but it still doesn't get a perfect score or as good a score as it could get. Anyway, rambling aside, let's do our first pay-per-view ever. No pressure. Right, start the show. So Conor McGregor comes out, he's like, welcome to the first pay-per-view for Notorious Pro Wrestling. It's great to have you here. He's interrupted by Curtis Axel, who, why is he not there? What? No. Right, anyway. Grand. I fucked up. Curtis Axel was supposed to come out and interrupt Conor and be like, yo, where's my match, dog? And Conor puts him in a match right there and then with Rob. Conor again just carried the segment. He is going to carry a lot of segments he's in, so great from Conor, 83. Too short, it's 15. Or just shy of 15. Oh, this is going to become really, this is going to annoy me. This is going to annoy me. It's going to, okay. I'm okay. Too short. Apparently it's too short again. They didn't go 15, they went 14:45. To me, that would be close enough for 15. I'm just saying, right, this could be a problem for the rest of the pay-per-view then, because other than the match, the main event, everything else was set to 15, so it could fall just short. Anyway, 42. Considering it was two heels and for them still to fall between the 47 and 41, that's pretty good going, so I'll take that. Start of the main show then opens up with Kings of the North versus Sugar Dunkerton and Timmy Force. So I put this match as a 10 because it's kind of a squash match, so it's not supposed to be important, so that's fine. Kings of the North came in with a 47 and 49, and then the Jobbers came in with 33 and 30. So to get a 39, I'm not too worried about it. Sugar Dunk got great for his gimmick debut, and Timmy Force got awful. He is apparently like, he's like 30. That's just, whatever, grand. Timmy Force was... These two were never really going to be... Were part of the baby faces I brought in, kind of equal up the odds, because we had a lot of heels, so I'm not too worried about them not coming across great. Sugar Dunk getting a great reign is fantastic. Timmy Force getting awful, I'll live with. So the Cyborg Wolves come out, and we're like, hey, you didn't need to attack us after the match, you won, we were down, but they've made it personal by attacking them. So that's just a continuation of their feud. 36 from Lycos. That's alright. Lycos, these guys were never great talkers, so that's why they're kind of put in just as a bit of a segment or a bit of a feud builder. They're never going to carry kind of the main event or the top rate kind of angle segment. Jody Fleisch versus Nathan Cruz came in with 39. Again, too short. Fell just below 15 minutes. That's annoying. Fleisch came in with a 46, which was really strong. Nathan Cruz came in with 31, not so strong. And his gimmick came in as poor. That's disappointing as well. Again, too short. So we're going to have to start booking our shortest matches, unless they're kind of squash matches, at 16 minutes to make sure they go over the 15. I thought that having 15 men, they're guaranteed to go 15. Apparently not. So 39 is still alright. It could have been better, I reckon, if it hadn't been too short. Could have got to closer to the 46 mark. Grado gets a special entrance. Grado's entrance in ICW is one of a kind, with his coming into like a prayer. If you haven't googled it, or if you haven't searched on YouTube, search it at the Hydro. He's a superstar in Scotland. 39, that's actually kind of disappointing. He's actually one of our better talkers. I think he's like our fourth best talker, so for him to only get a 39 is kind of worrying, but we'll see how it goes. So the match then, again, too short. That's ignoring that. So Chris Hero versus Grado went just 15 minutes or whatever. God, it's so annoying. Got 43. That's disappointing. This could have easily... Chris Hero has a psychology. He could have carried Grado up to a 53 match. So we get a 43 is not great. It went... we didn't get knocked off for too short. Okay, so... Kenny Williams and the Grizzled Young Vets, who are faces, I know it's weird to see them as faces, but they are in this, versus the Filthy Generation. So Stevie Boy, after a distraction from Ace Austin, who distracts Kenny Williams to keep that feud going, Stevie Boy gets the pin on Kenny Williams. Overall 44, which is good. It's actually really solid considering Aspen Faith and Lewis Garvin aren't the most over people. It kind of shows just how much that not being seen as important if it's too short can affect match ratings. If this is a 44 and has some of our non-strongest competitors and it still came away with a 44, that shows kind of how much it's affecting our ratings. But that's a good rating. I'll take 44. Chris Hero, after his win earlier tonight, says he's here to show us Brits what true wrestling is, as the wrestling savant. 46. Chris is actually just above Grudo in terms of being one of our best talkers in the company. So 46 is decent. And a solid main event, so 51. So Doug William versus Easton Reece, and Reece gets the win here because I want Reece to kind of be built up as an absolute powerhouse monster unit guy. He is a hoss of a man. He's actually really over. He's like rated 40. I think he's about 40 rated popularity in the UK in this game. So I think I'm still torn. I think I still kind of want Doug to win the championship, be the first champion, and then Easton Reece then would have a claim to be the first contender, being like, hold on, I beat you in the P12 champion, or I beat you in the P12 tournament, so how about you give me a title shot? So kind of sets up as well, Doug will have to make a bit of a comeback now, having won a loss. He'll have to really work hard to kind of get enough points to become the winner of Block A. Finish the show, 49. Man, the early part of the show really hurt us. It really hurt us. We easily could have been about 55 there if that hadn't wrecked us. With Connor being the first angle, having such a strong angle, and then going by the main event, which was 51, we probably could have come away with at least mid-50s. So between Grado underperforming, the Fleesh and Nathan Cruz underperforming, that was never going to be a strong one. The Kingston North versus Sugar Dunk versus the Jobbers, that was never going to be a strong match, but the match shortness thing is killing us. So mental note to me, has to be at least 16 minutes for a match, which is going to suck because the likes of Grado and the likes of Roblin have terrible stamina. Alright, who are we gonna... Who did good and who did bad? So, Doug, I'm going to point him out as a good example. He did fantastic. Chris Hero actually did well, especially with his later promo, so that was good. I'm going to tell Grado he could have done better, because... yeah, he could. He really could have. Told their worth. Oh, verbally eviscerated. No, I won't do any of that. I told you better. He didn't do bad, but give him some encouragement. This time he's getting encouragement. Next time, he's going to get fucking eviscerated. He needs to get his shit together. He's happy. Okay. Let's see what the fallout is from this then. Any news to talk of? So last night's Rise, Notorious Pro Wrestling held We Rise at the Ringside Club. The small company has outshone some of the bigger company's recent efforts, so that's good. I know I was kind of maybe a bit harsh on the show rating, but still getting used to kind of being this low level of a company again. So that's a good sign. I'll take that. Take that to the bank, no bother. Rev Pro Girls. So this is because of this bloody show. We couldn't have a lot of our guys there. How did it do? Got a 44. So did we outperform Rev? I think we outperformed them, didn't we? I lost us. Where we go? 49. Yes, we did. Awesome. Fuck you, Rev. Also, NWA stopped us from having James Storm. So that's going to be... Now, NWA, the thing is, NWA show Hard Times is the only show they have on a Saturday. So that's the only clash. So from now on, we should be good. They got a 43. So we outperformed NWA. Sweet. Take that. Any other ones I can check? I'm not going to even look at Stardom. Stardom's a great... Like, 65. They smashed us. Pro Wrestling Guerrilla smashed us. I mean, it's a bit early to be looking at kind of the American and Japanese, you know. I'm really just looking kind of locally. I should be just looking locally. Even Europeans too far for us to look at this point. So for us to kind of beat Rev Pro Oh, Attack had one. 44. So we outperformed Attack as well. So we are outperforming our local rivals, which is kind of the key thing at this point. So I'll take that. In terms of news, I mean, yeah, that was... The figures were never going to be great. We were on YouTube, but we got 1,500 views and 1,400 also views. Great. Alright, so that will do it then for this week on Notorious Pro Wrestling. We'll come back in for our next taping of... I keep going to say Outlawed. Outlawed is the other show I had in my other save of this for Wanted. Yes, we will come back on Thursday for Wanted. These will be going up every Thursday, as I said before. So keep an eye out on Thursday for the next episode, and we'll see you next time on Bash Bros.